Welcome to Brands Hatch, where we are at Media Day for these sexy little contraptions. This is the beginning of the 2022 TCR UK Championship, where we have 24 cars lined up, 30 registered drivers, and as we're here together, why don't you join me for a little tour of some of these incredible touring cars. So you join me. This, if you've never seen it before, is the pit lane of the very famous Brands Hatch, and we're at Media Day for the TCR UK. So come and join me as we make a procession down through the TCR grid for this year, which is massive. So make sure you're sitting down because it's quite a long walk. We start second place yesterday, second place last year, Bruce Winfield in a Cupra TCR motor vehicle. Incredibly quick, he had a really strong end to last season. Wonder how he'll do this year. And this is going to be a long walk down here because, as I say, there's 24 cars here today, 30 drivers registered for the season, teams that you'll recognise, teams that you might not, names that you'll recognise, names that you might not quite yet, but you will. And if you're not aware with TCR touring cars as an entity, as a machine, they are homologated directly from the factory. So as you see, Hyundais, you've got Cupras, and an array of factory homologated. Just stop there so I don't get run over. In fact, while we do that, here's a name you might recognise behind me here. A Mr. Wilmot, who has raced a variety of touring cars over the years. Back for another stab at the TCR. Right, I think we can make a run for it now. And they do sound incredible. And in the front, you've got 2 litres driven through the front wheels. Loud, powerful, hundreds of horsepower. And overall, a very exciting place to be, especially this year, where when the season kicks off in 2 or 3 weeks' time, potentially 30 cars and 30 drivers on the grid, which is just fantastic. A championship that started in the UK 4 or 5 years ago, with 6 cars on the grid, now up to 30. Quite the achievement. And here we see Golfs. These are cool. Just like your hatchback at home. A little bit different to a normal GTI, ever so slightly, a bit meaner, a bit fatter, but fundamentally, they've come directly from VW. I mean, look at these behind you. Here we've seen Jack Depper's car over there, who has come from the VW Cup, very successful. The Depper name well known in British motorsport, and rightfully so. Very, very quick family. Just a huge procession of very pretty cars, and as we know, pretty cars are quicker cars. I mean, that Audi. Woo. It is an extraordinarily impressive looking grid. Darryl Wilson back for another round in the championship. Picked up his first win last year. Hello, mate. You alright? You've got to stop following me like this. It's weird. It's getting weird. Michael Crease, friend of the show, in a touring car, back on the grid this year in another touring car championship we won't discuss right now, right here. And right at the front of the grid, as is tradition, last year's champions. So Lewis Kent, who can't be here today because he's got very important business to do on holiday. We shall catch up with him at another point in the season. But his car is here, the brand new Hyundai Veloster for the championship. And the last time you saw the Veloster on Is It Fast, it didn't have anything on it. It was from factory. And now he's gone for the ostentatious livery, which does really look the part. That is a big old grid for this year's TCR UK Championship, and more cars to be added, more drivers to be added. So if you're looking for a touring car championship of choice, this has got to be it. This year we have a number of new additions, both in terms of names on the grid, but also some brand new cars. TCR cars are manufactured by the brands themselves and fully homologated. So if you see a Volkswagen Golf TCR car, guess what? That was manufactured by Volkswagen. And so every single car that you see on the grid has come directly from a factory with factory approved parts. There are some incredible cars on the grid this year, some very exciting new additions, like a Subaru Impreza, but for the Touring Car Championship. Isn't that something? Double TCR UK champion Lewis Kent brings the brand new Hyundai Veloster to the UK grid. The first time that this car has been driven in a Touring Car Championship in the UK and in Europe, bar a couple of times at a Nürburgring event. How incredible does that grid lineup look? Tell us which one of those cars is your favourite. Are you going to be following a particular team or driver this year in the 2022 TCR UK Championship? Make sure you do tell us in the comments. Thank you very much for watching Is It Fast, and make sure that you follow us on your social media platform of choice to keep up with not just this year's TCR UK Championship, but many more motorsport championships to come. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.